Welcome to the Awakening with Kelvin Phiri podcast, and this is the Bridges to Prosperity series. Over the past few days, one story has dominated conversations across Zambia and in the diaspora. Some Chinese-owned mining companies operating in Zambia have begun paying certain taxes and royalties in Chinese yuan alongside the US dollar. For many people, this raised strong emotions. Some see opportunity, others see danger. But beyond the noise, there is one important question we must answer honestly. What does Zambia actually gain from this change? Today I want to explain this in a calm, practical and positive way, without politics, without slogans and without fear. Before we go any further, a quick disclaimer as usual. This discussion is intended for public education and awareness only. The views shared are personal opinions based on publicly available information and economic reasoning. They do not constitute financial, legal, investment or policy advice. This content does not represent the official position of the government of the Republic of Zambia, the Bank of Zambia, any mining company or any foreign government. Listeners and viewers are encouraged to do their own research and engage respectfully. The aim here is understanding, not persuasion. Let us begin with clarity, because clarity removes fear. Zambia has not replaced the kwacha. The US dollar has not been banned. Zambia has not handed control of its economy to anyone. What has changed is that Zambia has allowed an additional option for settling some tax obligations. That option is the Chinese yuan. Taxes are still paid to Zambia. Revenue still belongs to Zambia. Copper remains Zambian. This is not a surrender of control, but an expansion of choice under Zambian oversight. One of Zambia's ongoing challenges has been pressure on foreign currency, especially the US dollar. Zambia imports many essential goods such as fuel, fertilizer, machinery, spare parts and medicines. A large portion of these imports comes from China. When some taxes are paid in yuan, Zambia can use that yuan directly to pay for Chinese imports. This reduces the need to constantly convert currencies, reduces delays and eases pressure on limited dollar supplies. In simple terms, it makes the system work more smoothly. There is also the issue of value leakage. Every time money is converted from one currency to another, there are costs involved. By allowing payments in yuan, Zambia reduces unnecessary conversions. This helps preserve value, improves efficiency, and makes government revenue more predictable. Another important benefit is resilience. Over-reliance on a single currency makes any economy vulnerable to global shocks. By diversifying settlement currencies, Zambia spreads risk and gains flexibility during times when dollar liquidity tightens globally. This is not radical thinking. It is basic risk management. China is Zambia's largest copper buyer and one of its most important trading partners. This policy aligns Zambia's financial systems with the reality of its trade relationships today, not the world of decades ago. By adapting to this reality, Zambia becomes easier to do business with, more competitive and more attractive to long-term investors who value stability and practicality over rigid systems. What this means for copper and investment. The mining sector depends on predictability. When systems are clear and efficient, companies are more willing to invest, expand and commit for the long term. That supports production, jobs and skills transfer. Zambia's bigger ambition is not just to export raw copper, but to refine, process and add value locally. Efficient financial arrangements support this journey by reducing friction across the value chain. This is a fair and important question. The honest answer is that global commodity trade does not yet operate in kwacha. Until Zambia sells copper internationally in kwacha and buys machinery in kwacha, foreign settlement currencies will still be required. Allowing yuan payments does not weaken the kwacha. It creates breathing space while the economy continues to grow and strengthen. Sovereignty is not about shouting or making symbolic gestures. Sovereignty is about control. Zambia still controls its tax system, monetary policy, exchange rates and reserves. The Bank of Zambia remains firmly in charge. This policy adds options without removing authority. Strong countries manage options wisely. Weak countries fear them. This decision should not divide us. It should encourage deeper thinking about how Zambia manages its resources, its trade, and its future. Currency policy alone will not fix everything. What matters most is how well Zambia captures value from its minerals, grows local industries, creates jobs, and protects public revenue. This move is just one small but important piece of that larger puzzle. Zambia is not making noise. Zambia is making adjustments. Quiet technical decisions like this are how economies mature and build resilience. If handled transparently and responsibly, this change gives Zambia more flexibility, more stability, and more room to breathe in a complex global economy. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is not weakness. That is wisdom.